welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Pamela from CZT Margaret Bremner. This is a super cool one. I know I say that about like all of them. Okay, but this one is it's really neat to look at. It's one of those where you look at it and you're like, oh, that looks kind of complicated. And it's not so much. Love those kind. All right. This starts with an X. Or a cross, whichever way you want to look at it. X, cross. Whoops, there, You know, okay. Then, we're just gonna call this. It's not quite a print hops. It's sort of a curved line that just then auras on itself. Let's call it that, or a curlicue. All right, so I'm gonna come out. Oh, I'm gonna find the right position for my hand to be in so it's comfortable. Okay, so coming out of, pick one of the spokes, and I'm gonna take off and land. So tracing over this a little bit. And then if you need to, well, let me just do it really quick and then talk, because sometimes I'm finding with myself that is better. I kind of went a little over. No, that's all right. So the takeoff and land, number one, it somewhat avoids the, if you don't line your pen right up with the line, then you get that little bump. So it kind of helps. It also helps with continuity of the line, so that way then this somewhat ends up looking like one complete line. The other thing that I do is I do my best, and as we know in Zentangle, there's no mistakes, and don't worry about perfection. But, at the same time, it's like, well, I can aim for, and if I miss it, it's okay. So I aim. So as I'm bringing it around, I'm aiming for this where I'm coming down, starting into the spiral, about halfway, okay? And then find a place that's comfortable for your hand, so that way you can do it. And feel free to air draw. So then we're going to do the same thing on this other spoke right next door, and we're going to mirror this essentially. Once you get one side, it's a lot easier. Then you can have it, butt up against the other, and then you can also match the curlicue. All right, and as you see, it creates a cute little heart, right? And hence my furthering of Heather's version of Valentangle, where we find ones that maybe aren't necessarily hearts, but kind of look like them, and for certain don't necessarily have heart in the name. Because Heather likes to do things weird. And that's all right. Okay, let me mention one other thing with this. If, that's where I was going with my explanation here. If for some reason you feel like you need to make the spoke a little bit longer, of course you can. Of course you can, and that's the other beauty of using the takeoff and land concept, because then it's like, oh, I'm going to continue to go, and then I'm going to bring my, I'll start the curve here a little bit further. And that's what I'm thinking, like on this side, I might just do that. That's what reminded me. And then going slow also helps to be able to aim it. And I didn't say, because you can see, okay, doing one side, then doing the opposite side. All right, that's kind of neat as it is. Yes. Okay, next one. This one, it took just a smidge of concentration, because I did do it the wrong way a couple times, and I'm like, all right. Focus, and this one I just had to look back a couple times at my step out. So what we're going to do is, from these curlicues, and pick a side, So I'm going to start on this one that we'll call, looks at like it's at the top. And again, turn your tile so it's comfortable for your hand. We're going to do the same stroke, essentially, except we're going to draw more of the line going into the curlicue. Okay, so it's going to, and as you can see, I'm hesitating because I'm looking back at my step out, because like, I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. So it's almost like coming out of this spiral if we were to continue this motion this way. Okay, so we're going to cross and come up here. All right, so we're going to do it. Yeah, am I right? Wait, hold on. No, I'm wrong. I was air drawing this way, and this, you know what though? That could be a variation. I'm going to have to play with that. So never mind that. This part was right. We're coming off of here. We're not going all the way over here, because I'm thinking that's an awful long distance. And then I also kind of look for, where did I go over here? Because if I need to aim for a certain spot to kind of course correct where I have a little bump, as long as it makes sense, I can do that. Okay, so, all right, so we're here. The curlicue is gonna go this way, and it's gonna point outward towards this heart. Okay, let me just do it instead of talking about it. Like so. Okay? Actually, when I do the other side, it's going to look like a handlebar mustache. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me not laugh and goof this up. And nope, I like it the original way. Okay. So, same thing over here. And I'm turning this so that way I get the natural curve of my hand. That's also why we recommend turning your tile, because when you plant your hand down to right, you get this natural curve. And so I just like to take advantage of that. It makes things consistent. All right, so let's just do. So same idea, just coming the other way. Now, the one thing I did not do here that I should have, and you know what, well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? I'm not going to worry about it, because that will also help me explain something else. Okay. It's nice to aim for this center, and as you can see, I did not. So we'll have a little gap there, but that's okay, and I'll show you why. All right, same thing on the other side. As long as I have it kind of consistently. Oops, no, I liked it this way. As long as it's consistent, then it's good, right? Okay, so had I been not cracking myself up, I would have worked to bring this over, and if you go slow enough, then you can kind of see this, and you kind of get it in the crosshairs, right? And brought it over and done this, so that way these two will also butt up next to each other. And that makes it look really amazing. This still looks amazing. And then here is something that you do. This is essentially it. This is the tangle. And then you can play. So let me show you a course correction, especially in this one, that we can do. So here, and where's my sample? I was playing around with it. That's where oh, there it is. Okay. Well, I'll show it later. Well, no, I can show it now. One thing that I did before I did anything else was I'm like, oh, because on this one, I only had the one that was separate. I'm like, oh, look at perfect. I can just put a little heart there and made it. And then I decided to kind of keep going and decorating. But that's something that you could do. But let me show you this. So what we're going to do is we're going to essentially aura. This is a great course correction, especially with fine line things like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the takeoff and land idea kind of with an aura. So I'm bringing it out. I'm going to, and if I don't make it quite halfway, that's all right. I think I might just go to there. And then let's do the other side. This goes along with the course correction of filling it in. All right. And the nice thing about this is if like this right here was not how I wanted it, but as we're just filling in, we can have fun with it. All right, I'm going to, though, add in the sparkle, and I'm going to do it about here. And if I decide that I don't like that, I can always go over it and add in the sparkle idea with a white jelly roll. So this kind of gives some neat, I don't know what you call it. It's just neat, some neat thickness. And then I'm going to do a little bit over here too. I'm not going to maybe go out as far. It's only if you just trace over, bring it out a little bit, and just be careful to merge nicely. It also can kind of correct, depending on how your stuff has gone. You can also use it to course correct some of the curves or something like that. So like this, I could bring this curve out, make it a little more curvy and less boxy, which is what it was. So let's flip to the other side, do the same thing. And oops. I like to do this, if I'm going to do the sparkle, if I'm half thinking of it, I like to do this. So I've kind of scribbled on either side of where I want the sparkle. And a lot of times I will exaggerate that, so I'll make it bigger than I want, because you can always go back and fill it in. It kind of helps me to remember that, oh yeah, you wanted to put that sparkle in there. Oh yeah, that's right. And to do it. So if you don't have white jelly rolls, or a white gel pen, I'll just say, Jelly Roll is a brand, then this is one way of doing it. And look at how neat that looks. And then you can decide what else you want to do. So we could continue this somehow inside, or we could do this all on the outside, and it's the same idea. So you're just starting kind of, pull away a little bit, aura your curve, and then merge back in. And I guess the only challenge that I end up having with adding the sparkle in with something like this is like, if I don't get it exactly how I want it, the beauty of using the fill-in like this as a course corrector is then I can just keep going. I can go over it again if I need to smooth something out or whatever, or if I need to make it a little thicker so it matches the other side. So sometimes it's a little safer to just not worry about that sparkle, or just be okay with, well, if I have to redo it, I'll just go over it, and if you have the white gel pen, then you're good to go. You can add it afterwards. Actually, on this one, I did add it afterwards because it was an afterthought. I'm like, oh, well, it's too okay. Well, I'll add it afterwards, and it looks just fine. All right. And this way, it's like when we do something, as long as we make it consistent, then it nobody else has to know but us that we didn't intend for for these to be separate. And actually, if you take a look at the description section, where I have the For More Inspiration link, and so I have a link to Margaret's blog where she has this step out. She does put this exact same thing right in the bottom, and I didn't see it till afterwards, and I'm like, oh, that's great, thank you. And so just adding a little thickness to this side, since I did that here, I just haven't done it anywhere else. And so because I added thickness on the these sides, I'm just working to be consistent with that, and it makes for a neat look. And then you could even do it on the inside here. It's kind of like rounding, sort of. Where rounding, we do that, in corners like this, and maybe I'll do that in the middle. I was trying to think, what do I want to do in that middle there? Well, I said, this is just one of those things where I find I just have to be kind of careful. Did it get them all? I think it did. So, and then there's lots of decorating that you can do here. I'm gonna. Oh, I did this in the step out. I didn't do that in the other. Okay, let's just do this. So I'm just gonna do a little aura here, and that's one way that if you want to decorate the inside. And I like to just, do the contour no matter how, say uneven or whatever it might look. It's just kind of neat. Oh, and, she gets an idea. As I see, I need to still fix that. I'm thinking, that's the hesitation. All right, let's just try this. I'm putting a line from corner, going corner to corner. Because I'm thinking, oh, well, that makes for a nice beveled look. And, that looks neat. And then if one wanted to, one could turn them into, a gem or something. Let's see, because let's see, what do I have handy? Well, let's just do we'll just do some shading. And, well, now see, with this, you could have it go two ways. You could have this go, you could have it, go down or up. If I add, well, let's just see. I'm just thinking, thinking out loud. Thinking and playing. This is supposed to be a quickie. Well, it still is going to be. And I'm just using what's left on my tortillon. Oh, well, you know what? That's kind of neat. I think I'm going to leave it like that. But you can play and have a lot of fun with that. Maybe I'll do a little bit just shading around on these edges here. Also not working to not, and again, using what's on my tortillon because I was using it quite a bit, and so I have some leftovers. And actually, it's a nice idea to do this if you, it keeps your tortillon from kind of getting packed up, and then also allows you to, oh, neat, to add some light. I think this is probably lighter than you could get if you were putting some graphite on your tangle. Just want to even that up. And also that looks so neat. Okay, tickled. So with that, then, of course, decorate as you will. So I'm crooked here. Being, again, that it's February before Valentine's Day, and so I kind of have the heart theme going on. This is from yesterday's. It's Aluan. That was from yesterday's video, and I thought, oh, well, let me add it on there. And every time I do it, it gets a little nicer. So anyway, just really, really neat tangle. And do take a look again for more inspiration. Look at Margaret's blog so you can get some extra cool ideas for how you could use this. Also to see the inspiration for the tangle. And let's see what else. Oh, below that, ways to connect with me. So if you enjoy my videos, I would love to have you join me for an online class, me and my mom, and a whole bunch of other people where we have fun tangling online. I do both free and paid classes. I do a weekly free class. Actually, it's twice on Thursdays. So if you are interested, take a look at at my website, which the link is below, and then we can connect. Actually, if you click on classes, I keep the current link, the current links for the classes there as I get them. So I keep them on there. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and like, share, subscribe. All of that helps me out a lot. And I appreciate that when you do, any or all of those three things. And I wish you lots of happy tangling. Have fun with it.